Thank you. Yes, well, I think Judith Durham just started it off with the words she's written for new lyrics for Advanced Australia Fair, which she has, I believe, submitted to the Governor-General as an alternative, but I don't think it'll get through under the current political climate anyway. But those first lines, Australians, let us stand as one upon this sacred land. A new day dawns, we're moving on to trust and understand. Now, to trust is to have faith and to have hope. And Sir John Templeton, in an essay that he wrote that's in New Thought for the New Millennium, a book that's available in the library, wrote, understanding brings to the heartful, open, perceiving power of faith a capacity to be broad-minded, inclusive, and generous. And in her book, Your God-Given Potential, Winifred Wilkinson Hausmann writes, the awakening of our own faculty of understanding starts with questioning the ways of thinking that you may have been taken for granted. The desire for understanding leads to thinking about what is learned and seeking to put it all together in a body of information that will provide a basis for living. And following that, Judith's lyrics for the rest of that first verse combine our ancient history and cultures everywhere to bond together for all time. Advanced Australia Fair, very much reflecting and understanding. And this week, starting today and until next Sunday, is Naidoc week. And it represents an opportunity to reach a further understanding of the ancient culture and wisdom of Australia's First Peoples. The theme this year is Heal Country, Heal Our Nation. Now, country is a word that many of us would possibly misunderstand. It's inherent to Aboriginal people's identity. It sustains their lives in every aspect, spiritually, physically, emotionally, socially, and culturally. It is more than a place. When they talk about country, it is spoken of like a person. Country is family, kin, law, ceremony, traditions, and language. For Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, it has been this way since the dawn of time. Healing country means embracing First Nations cultural knowledge and understanding of country as part of Australia's national heritage. Acknowledging that the culture and value of Aboriginal peoples and Torres Strait Islanders are respected equally with the cultures and values of all Australians. We non-Aboriginals could have much to learn. New thought concepts, the basis of Unity's teachings, have been known to First Peoples for millennia. And one of the central part of Aboriginal culture is Dadiri in one of the languages. It's an inner deep listening that recognizes the deep spring of wisdom inside us. It sounds like unity meditation. Auntie Miriam Rose, Ungumea Bauman, has written, when I experience Dadiri, I am made whole again. I can sit on the riverbank or walk through the trees. Even if someone close to me has passed away, I can find my peace in this silent awareness. There is no need of words. A big part of Dadiri is listening. Dadiri is inner, deep listening and quiet, still awareness. Dadiri recognizes the deep spring that is inside us. We call on it and it calls on us. This is the gift that Australia is thirsting for. It is something like what you call contemplation. The unity movement was born in a specific place, Western USA, and at a specific time, late 19th century. While unity teachings carry a powerful and important message, the language and concepts surrounding that message are rooted in the late 19th, early 20th century USA, and so can be easily lost in 21st century Australia. Perhaps it is to the much more ancient indigenous culture of Australia that we might turn in an effort to increase our understanding of this time and this place and illuminate further our new thought teachings. Auntie Miriam Rose's term, deep spirit within, is a brilliant metaphor for the divine presence. Australia is said to be the driest inhabited continent on Earth. Water is its most precious asset, an asset that is sometimes hard to find. The Aboriginal peoples of Australia were able to find water and survive in this inhospitable place, aided by the practice of Dadiri. When Unity students seek truth by listening in the silence to the still, small voice within, they are employing Dadiri in seeking the well springs of life. In the words of Auntie Miriam Rose, I believe the spirit of Dadiri that we have to offer will blossom and grow, not just within ourselves, but within all. And we can experience that Dadiri right here and right now through Unity's way of meditation, going into the silence. So I invite you to just sit quietly where you are, let your eyes close, and listen. Listen. Listen in the silence. Listen. Listen to the deep water. Silence of the deep water. The deep, dark water. Silence. Listen. In the silence, listen to the quiet, bubbling water, the fresh spring of wisdom. In the silence, listen. We now envisage the healing power of country, of our land, surrounding all those whose names have been submitted to the intention circle for healing. We especially think of Reverend Sylvia at this moment as she recuperates from her illness. We see the healing power of Australia's heart at Uluru spreading throughout the world, bringing peace and understanding. On this winter day, we can still feel the warmth of the sun as it brings joy to our hearts and carries it around the world. And as we open our eyes and listen to this song from written by Eric Bogle. It's called Shelter, and we know all is well.
You can almost touch the ocean, shimmering in the distant haze, as you stand there on that mountain, on this loveliest day of days. Round half the world you've drifted, left no wild oats unsown, but now your view has shifted, and you think you've just come home. And you're drowning in the sunshine as it pours down from the sky, and there's something stirring in your heart. Bright colors fill your eyes, as from here to the far horizon, your beauty does unfold. And though you look so lovely, dressed in green and gold, and the hungry, may we always open doors. May the restless and the weary find safe harbor on our shores. May she always be our dreamtime place, our spirit's glad release. May she always be our shelter. May we always live in peace. May she always be our shelter. May we always live in peace.
Would you thank Radth for that wonderful presentation? Thank you, Radth.